Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon, recording again from the test server, and this is the 1.3 version of the stats revamp, and now I'm testing out Sorcery. So I'm going to go over how I spec'd so far. Like my ice build, this has the full weapon mastery, with one-handed this time. So it's one-handed, and both of the weapons it combos into. And naturally I have the 7 movement mode items. And as far as stat points, I'm again going for the hybrid build. So according to the forums, that should be a spread of power, might, and precision. So I filled up the critical attack chance, 20 out of 20. And then I spread out skill points pretty evenly in critical attack damage, precision, might, power, and I gave 20 to health, just so I have something defensive. Now this build is slightly different than ice because I put a little bit more into precision than might. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to work with sorcery because on live it's heavily CR based. So on live you would go mostly precision because you're relying on the pet to do the damage, and then you're doing a lot of weapon attacks in between the 2 powers that you get power back for. So I'm not sure if that's the case. I'm going with a pet build for now, like just to try to mimic production. But I did put more into precision because of that, and there are numbers into might because you are going to see might damage. And also, just to keep this a controlled experiment, this is O under siege. So I do want to make sure they didn't change anything in this build with the CR differential. And at least with the ads, this seems okay. Because I'm pretty much cutting through these guys. Now, on live server, there's no way you would get past this. Like, if this was live, I'd still be on the first ad. One thing I have to get used to is powering the Fury almost after every move. Now, the countering system still sucks because, like, basically, if I counter him, I can only like do a tap move basically. And then he recovers right away. So Oa Under Siege is doable, but it's not nearly as easy as like Spark of Parallax. And you can just ignore the feats because I think there's something buggy with that. It's like, I think when I'm getting another feat, it's showing like one of the anniversary ones. So Sorcery is actually pretty similar to the live server. Because over there you're powering the Fury, and then you have 2 power back moves after that. So what you do is like, you do Offering, then you do the 2 moves, and then in between while you're waiting for Offering to cool down again, you're doing weapon attacks anyway. So it actually is pretty similar to I guess what the other powers are working towards. In a hybrid build at least. Now the hybrid build is what the devs are saying will be the default. Because I think that's what they imagine most players playing like. Because pre-AM, that's what it was. Like you had to use weapons to get some power back.
If the black has reached Oa, we're going
Now I'll probably test a trade powers only, like maybe when we get to Quantum or something. I wanna try to mimic closely to how I play my live characters. I bet those anniversary feats are like breakout feats or something. Or like that's what it's in place of. Looks like this is going to be a bad run. One Ascender already. I've always hated this about Oa Under Siege though. Because it's like, no matter what you do, that Ascender is random. I wish there was like some kind of timer or something to some other condition to tell you that it's going to become an ascender. Especially on live, like when you're doing this at a lower CR. It's like the longer you stretch out the fight, the more chance the guy lying down can turn into an ascender. So it's like you have all these things working against you. Great. So sometimes you can run away from these guys, like before they turn, and then you'll escape combat. But like when they change, I just get so mad that I want to kill them anyway. There goes the cooldown. Yeah, the Karmic Backlash is like a reskin of the Freeze Wave on ice. So it's kind of sharing that adjusted cooldown where I can't use it for every mob. And this is like... Open world is a very practical application because you're going through the mobs pretty quickly. And then you want to do the same thing for the next one, but then it's not going to cool down in time. Why can't I pick him up? Oh, there must be another ad that's loose. Yeah, that's the thing about this. Like some of the nodes are broken too because because the ads kind of wander off to somewhere else. But anyway, that's not really related to the revamp. The live one is like that too. Okay, finally.
Thanks to you, they are able to spare reinforcements. Speak with me again.
OWA Under Siege is actually a pretty bad test, like just because it's super long. But
We must make
it's still an important point though, because of that 113 hump. Corrupted Zamron would actually be a better test. But most testers here are going straight to the end of the game. So you won't find too many that are 116.
Hal Jordan. We are here to help. Thank, me knock.
There. Oh man, you hit harder than a
Welcome back, Hal Jordan. I will attempt to cleanse the memory. However, I sense a dangerous power behind it.
one thing can be. Necron.
Okay, so that wasn't too bad. It was a little bit rough, but remember that this is not nearly possible on live at 116. But as far as the playability, I guess I'm kind of getting used to these moves again. But Sorcery feels like less of an extreme change than Ice did. But I'm totally not used to powering the Fury so much, so it's definitely a much more active power than live currently. Because if you're on live, when you power Fury, he has like 2 to 3 moves, but on this build he can only do 1, and then you just have to repower him again. So it's not as automated, which is a good thing, because that. I mean, going towards balance, Sorcery is way too powerful on the live server. Because like you could pretty much set like a soul well in one area, and then that'll like cause aggro, which basically causes the Fury to attack. And like in that case, you could kind of split up. Like you take on one mob while the Fury takes on another if they're close by. Now you could still do that here to some extent, but you'll just be pushing more buttons. You'll be working more for it, which kind of makes it fair compared to the other powers. Because there were even some cases on live where you could just kind of get the Fury to attack and then go take a short break or something. But yeah, this build is looking a little bit better. I still don't like the combat as much as the live server, as far as like pacing and the moves flowing into each other. But I mean, I think it's getting there, so hopefully they keep taking in feedback. But that's it for this test. I'll put another one up when I think of something else to do. Alright, thanks for watching.